Namaste, Namaste, and Satnam to you all. As it says here, everyone is welcome and loved here. My name is Quinn, for those who are new here, and we'll go ahead and get started with the Sambujo chant. I'll just continue on my own then. Next, we'll go ahead and welcome the Buddhas to our temple. We respectfully welcome Amida Buddha to our temple as we scatter flowers of joy. We respectfully welcome the Buddhas of all times and places to our temple as we scatter flowers of joy. Now we'll go over the 6 paramitas. Giving. May I be generous and helpful. Guidance. May I be guided by the Buddhist precepts. Tolerance. May I regard the mistakes of others with sympathy. Perseverance. May I do my best in all things. Meditation. May I reflect deeply on my life through the Buddha's teachings. Insight. May I understand the meaning of Namu Amida Butsu. And finally, the Bodhisattva vows. The many beings are numberless. I vow to save them. Greed, hatred, and ignorance rise endlessly. I vow to abandon them. Dharma gates are countless. I vow to wait to them. Buddha's way is unsurpassed. I vow to embody it fully. All right. So since our videos don't seem to be working today, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the service after I complete the triple refuge. Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Alright, welcome to all of you. Beloved Sangha, today we complete our journey through the Noble Eightfold Path. We have walked together through right view, intention, speech, action, livelihood, effort, and mindfulness. Now we arrive at the final stage, concentration. The practice of deep meditation and the stillness that leads to liberation. Right concentration, or samasamadhi, is the ability to focus the mind fully, without distraction, until awareness becomes one-pointed and clear. The Buddha described right concentration as cultivating the deep states of meditation known as jhanas. While not everyone experiences them formally, the essence is available to all. A mind free from distraction, a heart settled in calm joy, an awareness unified in presence. Right concentration is not about escaping the world. It is about seeing reality more clearly than ever. It's the space where wisdom arises, not from study, but from silence. Think of the mind as a lake. When the surface is stirred with winds of craving and fear, the reflection is distorted. But when the water is still, the moon of truth shines clearly. Right concentration trains us to rest the mind until it reflects reality as it is. This is the ground of liberation. Alright, and with that, I'll go ahead and get us prepared for our breath work and meditation today. If you have anything that is serving as a blockage for you right now, or that is really bothering you at the moment, go ahead and bring that to mind, and we'll work on healing that through sound. Alright. Now let's go ahead and begin with our breath work. So, for those of you who are just joining us, something we practice is the infinity breath, which is we start out by breathing out all of our stale energy. Just one big breath out for our lower loop, and then we hold in our center, and then we breathe in all of that bright creator light that is all around us. And then once more we hold in our center, and then we breathe out again. But this time we're just circulating that energy through ourselves, and then we continue to repeat this process. Now for the breath work this time, we are going to inhale breath slowly, focusing only on the tip of our nose, and exhale gently, keeping awareness steady on the breath. If the mind wanders, kindly return. Here is the breath. Imagine each inhale and exhale polishing the mirror of the mind. I'm going to go ahead and let you take a little bit of time to do that. Moving into our meditation, still lake, close your eyes, or keep them open or half-lidded, however is comfortable for you, and visualize a lake on a calm evening. At first, ripples move across the water. With each breath, the surface softens until the lake becomes still. In that stillness, imagine the moon rising, a perfect reflection of peace. Sit with the mantra. In stillness, I see clearly. Alright? And whenever you're ready, you can start to come back. If you want to spend more time in meditation, you can click off the video and come back to us later. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over the Reiki Healing of the Mind for this week. This week's Reiki Healing of the Mind is commit to a joyful life. Release any old emotions, thinking patterns, or habits that are potentially holding you back, including any idea that life is a struggle, and commit to a life filled with joy and ease instead. Alright, for those of you who like to read, here is our Reiki Healing of the Mind for this week. Okay. And now I'll start to go over the mindfulness homework and integration for the week. The first is daily focus practice. Choose one activity a day, drinking tea, writing, walking. Do it with full, undivided attention. Next is a journal prompt. What distracts me most often? How can I return to presence when I notice myself drifting? And finally, we have an evening stillness ritual. Before sleep, sit quietly for 3 minutes. Breathe steadily. Whisper inwardly, I am still, I am whole. Now, we'll go ahead and show you what we provide here at Lotus Flower Temple. If you feel like stopping by, if you're in the neighborhood, this is what we have to offer. And with that, I'll say the final blessing for this service. Beloved Sangha, the Noble Eightfold Path is not a ladder, but a circle. Each step supports the others. Right concentration is the flowering of the path. When the mind rests, the heart opens and truth shines. May you return to stillness often. May you trust the silence. May you walk in peace, awake and free. Thank you all for joining me. Namaste to you. Sat Nam. I hope you have a wonderful week. For those of you who are staying around uh, for the discussion podcast after, we're going to go ahead and get things set up, and we'll be moving right on to that. Testing, testing. All right, they're working. Okay. All right, so Miguel, what did you think of today's service?
Well, it's always good to meditate on anything. It's good to just sometimes just get some alone time, just take a breather, just contemplate life. Because if when you get so busy in the hustle bustle of life, it becomes hard to be spiritually healthy, and then you just become so ingrained in the world that you feel lost. There's just this void inside because you don't take the opportunity to just relax and to just think and meditate on life and just contemplate what's important.
Right. And, right concentration really is the culmination and the flowering of the Eightfold Path. Once you go through all the other steps, it becomes easier to sit in stillness and to meditate and to really let the answers come, let the thoughts flow, let everything let yourself be at peace in right concentration.
Yeah, and it's so easy to be consumed by anxiety and stress, and so sometimes when you just sit down and just take that time to just give yourself a little bit of just alone time, just whatever your belief is, read your holy book, or just literally just meditate, you do yoga, exercising, just even exercising. That's a good way to meditate for some people.
Right.
But it's always good to just kind of pull yourself away from the daily rut. Just even entertainment a little bit even can help. Not so much so that you're so ingrained in it that that's all you think about, and that's all you do. Mm-hmm. But it's good to just relax yourself, to get your mind off of bad and negative things, and just linger and focus more on the good stuff, on the more positive things.
Right.
it's always good to just
Yeah,
to
and
focus on that good stuff.
meditation is also something that can really just it can tell you what it is that is on your mind, what it is that is coming to you, what it is that you know that you've been focusing on lately, and you can get answers in meditation for questions that you've been asking for a while. It's just good to sit in stillness and to listen to what the universe has to say. But yeah, honestly, I don't have a ton to say about this. We do practice meditation every service, and I feel like it is very helpful for those who participate.
Even in a lot of holy books, it talks about meditation. Obviously, when Buddha came to his realization, he just meditated under a tree. Just thought and meditated until he realized, man, my life sucks. All this riches and all this gold is absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. Even in the Bible, there's a lot of meditation. Jesus meditated, Apostle Paul meditated, and so a lot of these holy books do talk a lot about meditation, even though it might not, sometimes it might not be so obvious, and because they won't always outright say they meditated. But in a lot of instances, they would just say that they sat still and contemplated something, and so as a result, usually a lot of times it ended up them coming to some grand realization, vision, some dream, or just some message, and so it's always good to kind of focus inwardly more than outwardly, because when you focus more outwardly, then you just have all the distractions of the world and people's negativity around you.
Right.
So sometimes that inward thought, that inward focus, that relaxation, that your quiet space, or whatever makes you feel most comfortable, that's often the best way to do it. I mean, and everyone has their ways of getting to that comfort zone, but it's kind of I guess, like a trust within yourself, knowing you're in a safe spot, knowing that, okay, no one's going to bother me, this is my quiet time, and I'm just going to think and meditate, I'm just going to focus on life in general, and what I can do to make myself better.
Right.
If there's, other people struggling in life, maybe just meditate on that, just think, how can I help my friends, or how can I help my family? There's always something that can be done when you focus on the more important things in life.
Yeah, and a lot of it is not even necessarily thinking, but just letting thoughts flow, letting thoughts come up and letting them go on their way. Just sort of being present in the moment, being there. It's a good way to calm yourself. And also, it's something that a lot of people are out of practice with all the things drawing our attention. It can be hard to sit still. It can be hard to focus inward, it can be hard to like really just be at peace for like a long period of time. Um, the way I've heard it, it's best to even just start with trying for 5 minutes. You know, try to meditate for just 5 minutes at a time. And gradually, as with anything, you'll get better at it. And also your patience will increase along with that. You know, being able to be still does lend itself to being more patient in life as well. And you know, being able to accept when things aren't immediate, when there are times when you are bored or not entertained.
Yeah, and I have to struggle with just sitting still. You know, and it's not easy, for sure. You know, and so a lot of times I kind of have to just force myself to just sit still. You know, and so it's not easy, especially when it's like having just such a busy life. Having roommates, it's like you never really get any quiet time.
Right.
And so I often cherish the quiet time that I do get. And in those moments, that's when I often do try to, do my meditation, just contemplating life in general. And so that I come to my revelations in life, to my realizations, and what I need to do, or how I need to do things,
Right.
And sometimes all it takes is for you to just sit there quietly until you just figure it out.
Yeah. And meditation doesn't always have to be like, sitting in silence. Some people really can't bear to sit still at all. But like they can meditate while moving. You can meditate on a walk. You can meditate while driving. Some nights I just like zone out and sort of like say whatever comes to mind as I'm driving. Just like whatever the moon brings out of me, so to speak. Just thoughts and ideas that I never really was very conscious of in the daytime, but just stuff that's like, you know what, this is a thing that this is something about me that needs to be focused on at this point.
Yeah, and nature's a good way to just meditate. Just take a walk out in the woods, or just watch the bees and the squirrels, and just watch nature do its thing, just watch all the little animals and watch the flowers, and look at the wind blowing on the plants around. It's just, for me, nature is a very calming and beautiful thing to behold, and that often helps me helps me with my meditation, watching nature, and just thinking about that, just appreciating the beauty.
Right. And I think we've said a good amount. I personally don't have anything else to share. Is there anything that comes to mind for you?
No, I think we covered it pretty well.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us here. Namaste, Sat Nam. Once once again, my name is Quinn, and this here is Miguel. We hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.